Hi guys, welcome back. So tonight we're going to be tying a trout fly. I suppose it's dual purpose. It's probably predominantly a rainbow fly, but this one is for the west of Ireland. So it is a type of Muddler Viva. So Muddler is a classic trout lure with your green sort of day glow neon tail and black wing, black body, silver rib. So here we are using a little bit of like a glow bright floss. I'll trim that off at half to 3/4 of the body length. It's up to yourself how much of the green you want showing. And then we're going to tie in a silver oval rib. So on larger flies you probably use a chenille or something like this, but on this one I'm going to use it's a mixture of like a pulled out wool and a little bit of seal. I'm going to dub that on, and then we'll make our body for about 3/4 or so of the shank, and then rib that with our silver oval. Now you could palmer that with a black hackle if you wanted to make a sort of more bushy bob type fly. Trim that off, and then we want to get a little bit of some sort of flash into the wing of it here. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of pearl crystal here. I'm just going to tie in one strand pointing forward and pull it back, and that'll give me 2 strands. I'm going to cut that off at the length of the back of the hook roughly. So for the wing, I think the original possibly had grey squirrel and then black marabou, and that has spawned a number of variants over the years. So what I'm going to use here actually is a little bit of black fox mask. So I find it neat and gives a nice slim profile. So I've cut a little bunch off, and I'm just putting a little dab of my tying varnish clear into the very cut end of it, and then I'm going to tie that down while that's still wet, and that just make sure that that doesn't pull out. So next we're going to put on a black hackle. So if you wanted something sparse you could dispense with this step, but I'm going to use a little black. It's actually a cock hackle, but it's quite webby. Double it over, nip the tip, tie it in, fold it back, a couple of turns over, and then you can wrap it. Now I use my fingers to guide hackles as I wrap them. So I stroke all back and pinch it and hold it, and then tie that off. So at this stage we could leave the fly as is and we'd have a little black Viva, but I'm going to add a little bit of a deer hair head to this. So I've got a bunch of black deer hair here, and I'm going to cut off a bunch, and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to use the tips of it as like a part of my fake hackle, so I'm just going to lay them in until they're around about the length of the hackle that's already there. Hold all in place, it's all enveloped right around the shank, and then I'm going to cut that off in front of the eye. Put a loose wrap on, and when it's in place I then start to tighten it up, and the whole thing will sort of spin round. I wrap through and into that, moving forward towards the eye, and that will create a little muddler head for me. So then I need to get a turn in behind the head or a whip finish, or a half hitch or whatever you're going to do. Tight in behind the eye. Couple of them on. And then we need a little bit of super glue in there to finish the fly off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cocktail stick, get a little bit of super glue onto it, hold this back and get that in tight without it soaking all over the place, and then just a little bit of a brush and that'll shave that up for me. And as always, whenever you use glue or use varnish, I would always advise you to take a bit of a hackle stock and make sure your eye is clear. So that's our fly, that's our little Viva Muddler. So hopefully you like what you see. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, and until next time, tight lines and thanks for watching.